Hi guys, so I'm going to take a quick minute to talk to you about something that's not so fun, but I think it needs to be talked about, and that is sun protection and skin cancer. If you've ever watched my videos from within like the last year, you'll know that I've had a few biopsies on my shoulder. This shoulder I've had two biopsies and now two removals. I had one punch removal, which is kind of exactly what it sounds like. They kind of punch out a section of the skin and take it out. That scarred with a keloid, which is like a round, soft, unattractive scar. And the mole that was abnormal grew back on top of the keloid, so it just had to be removed in an excision. They could not guarantee through the biopsy that it wasn't malignant. They did say that it probably wasn't melanoma, but they couldn't say whether or not it was malignant. I got my results back today, and it was not malignant. It's just abnormal cell changes, but it was essential that they removed what they did remove to make sure that it did not become malignant over time. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is sunscreen and sun care. This was not fun. This was not comfortable. It was not convenient. It was nothing. I basically spent 2 weeks with, I had 5 stitches in my arm. Last time I had 3. And this is the same arm, same section, and they go deeper every single time. This is from a sunburn I got when I was 17, and it wasn't even that bad of a burn, but that's what the doctor could most likely link it to. I'm only in my mid-20s, so to hear words like possibly cancer and things like that at a dermatologist appointment are not things you want to hear, especially when I wasn't even going in for that particular mole, and she just happened to notice it. I've had biopsies here, here, one on my back, and one on my calf, all for the same reason. You could say that's because I'm pale, that's fine, but that does not mean that if you have a darker skin tone that you don't have to protect yourself from the sun. This is not fun. I could not lift my arm higher than this level for the past 2 weeks. I had the stitches, they were painful. You feel pulling and burning and itching in your skin for 2 weeks. I couldn't sleep on this side. I could not swim or submerge it in water. I was basically showering with my arm outside of the shower the entire time, using one hand to do everything else. It's just not comfortable, and it scars, and it's unattractive. And the first keloid scar was very ugly, and now I have a very high chance of getting another keloid scar. The doctor did recommend using Neosporin, Mederma, or vitamin E to massage the area for 30 seconds twice a day to try to avoid keloid and also to keep it out of the sun, just as a tip to you. But basically what I wanted to say is that everyone, I think, kind of thinks that, pale is not pretty. I'm not saying that it is, prettier than anything, and that but they also kind of feel that you need some kind of sun to look healthy or anything like that. When the sun makes an impact on your skin, a visual impact on your skin, that is never healthy. There is no such thing as a healthy tan. Every sign that the sun leaves on your body is a form of damage, and it might not hurt you right now, but if it builds up over time and accumulates, it can hurt you later on. Besides wrinkles and looking unattractive, you could have serious effects like cancer. It's not something you want. It's not something you want to deal with. It's not something you want to have to think about. I don't want to ever have to think about this. And I came back completely negative, but I still spent the past 2 weeks wondering if that's what was happening. And it's just like a mental thing. You just don't want to deal with that just because you don't want sunscreen. Um, and also, the whole thing of wrinkles and aging, and discoloration of your skin over time. That's not attractive either. Um, I'm not preaching any kind of, pale is better or anything like that. Not at all. If you have a darker olive skin tone, darker skin tone, anything, any skin tone, you need to protect your skin. You need to protect it from the sun. There is no one, no race, no color, nothing, that are exempt from skin discoloration, damage, cancer, anything like that. You need to protect yourself. I have found a few products that have worked, like Trader Joe's Enrich with SPF 15. It's a moisturizer with SPF 15. I use this on my face, neck, back of neck, the décolletage there, and any part of my arm that's exposed, my ears, even the tops of your feet if you're wearing sandals. Just always put that on every day. I wear it under my makeup. It's not a problem. If I'm going to be out for more than just an everyday activity, if I'm going to be taking a walk outside, gardening, going to the beach, at a party outside, anything like that, I'll put on more of an SPF 50. If I'm going to be in any kind of water at the beach or at the pool, I'll make sure I reapply. And you should be reapplying as well. Reapply every hour to 2 hours. Um, and you should keep it over an SPF of 30. 30 is usually the absolute minimum, especially if you're going to be in water or outside for an extended period of time. Some products that have helped me in keeping this healthy and clean have included Neosporin, which is an antibiotic ointment used for cuts and scrapes, things like that. You could also use this for pimples, by the way, which is awesome because it helps prevent scarring and it cleans out the bacteria in a pimple. But I've been using this because a lot of doctors feel that it helps minimize scarring because it helps heal quicker. And I've also been using these NextCare Tegaderm Absolute Waterproof surgical dressing pads. It's a transparent dressing with pad, and this seals it out like nobody's business. I actually had this on, and this is the only thing that I was able to like take a shower with. It stayed on completely. It created almost like a suction, and this pad went over the stitches, and the sealant went around, so it wasn't uncomfortable. And it stays on. It really, really stays on. Like, I'm sure I could have probably like swam in it and it would have stayed on, but I didn't take that risk. So the stitches themselves are they were not fun. They were not attractive. I actually kind of threw up when they were doing the stitches because they don't feel so great. And I'm just going to show you a picture. If you don't want to see it, maybe look away right now. I'll let you know when you can look back. This was the day of the stitches. You could see the redness, the discomfort, the whole thing like that. It's really uncomfortable and gross. And then today, right before they remove them, they look like this. So this was them healed over. This is 2 weeks later. So 2 weeks of that in your arm. It's kind of a large space. And then the last thing I'll show you that's not so pretty, this is them right now. So I had the stitches removed about 2 hours ago. And this is it right now. This is what it looks like. So it needs to be cleaned and packaged, but that line is pretty much my scar as of right now. It's kind of deep towards the end, but yeah. Okay, so there's no more anything gross on the screen. You could turn back around. Thank you. So yeah, please take care of yourself. Please wear sunscreen. Take it seriously. I'm not a doctor, a medical professional, or anything like that. I'm just someone who had to have an arm cut out and spent 2 weeks worrying that they had cancer, and I don't want you to deal with the same thing. I want better for you. I want better for everybody. Alright? So I hope you all did well, and I'd like to introduce you to my little friend who's been hanging out next to me. And this is Sheba. She's somebody happy after my kind of depressing video. You can say hello to the little girl, and maybe it'll cheer you up a little. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and be safe.